You don't need another trading strategy. If you're not brand new or a complete beginner, you probably already know at least 1 to 2 playbooks. Whenever you search trading, videos like this always show up. It's something that shows a lot big numbers. You don't know how they made it completely, what kind of accounts they're trading from, what kind of background they have. They'll show the big P&Ls to get you sucked in and to buy their stuff. And it's usually unverified traders that got you thinking that strategy is key to making you profitable in trading. You already know too many strategies. You're already on to a bad start. The worst misconception or false belief caused by social media gurus is that trading strategy and funded accounts equals profitability. Thinking you need as much capital as you can. Thinking success in trading is buying and passing as many funded accounts and evaluations as you can. And thinking that the problem with your trading right now is a strategy. You're focused on the wrong things. Newbies that think they just need to learn strategies and get funded accounts and pass these evaluations leads to just failure. Most of these funded accounts, they're betting that people taking the evaluation are going to fail. Their business model is based on the trader's failure rate, leading people down the wrong path, and they're learning the wrong things and focus on the wrong things, which ends up being just failure in the end. So who am I? Who is this guy? I'm not famous. I'm not an influencer. I'm just sharing what you need to hear as someone who has struggled in trading and experienced what you're currently going through and finally made it in trading. It's been 11 years for me. I've been a day trader since 2016. I short sell. I do short reports. I'm a book author and educator. People heard about me because of this article on Business Insider, a day trader audited and verified by third party. That's me. And the NASDAQ published an article about my journey. I was an unheard, unpopular stock trader. You might have seen my interviews on these popular trading channels. Maybe that's why you've come across this video today. I was interviewed by Humble Trader, Investors Underground, Chat with Traders, among many other interviews that I've done over the years. Everyone sees he's a 7-figure day trader with a 90% win rate. But here's what the internet does not know about me. I'm a brain tumor survivor. This is me in 2010 when I had the brain operation. The doctor gave me 2 weeks to live. He said, if you don't have this surgery within 2 weeks, you're gonna die. So we have to do an emergency brain operation. It was a Friday. They planned the operation. It was a 15 doctor operation, and they planned it over the weekend. And on Monday, I had the surgery. My mom flew in from Miami to LA, and I was in one of the best hospitals in LA, which was UCLA Ronald Reagan, where I was in a UCLA grad school at the time. You know, life or death situation, that just made me stronger with everything. And this is after the surgery. I still had to do radiation therapy, so it's still not over. After the surgery's done, it's still a long way to go as far as being in the clear, you know? So I graduated from UCLA architecture. I was an architecture master's student. Architecture does not pay very well. When I recovered from the surgery, you know, I knew I'm not going to live forever. So I got to do something with my life. To be in debt my whole life and to be with a low paying job like architecture, it wasn't going to cut it. So I understood that right away. In life, you know, it's like you get these dire circumstances force you to make a change. I started to learn about trading. And in the meantime, to support myself, I was a tutor. I became a math tutor. It was a great job to have while I learned trading. And that's how I funded my initial $2,000 Interactive Brokers account. I spent 6 months paper trading and studying how to trade stocks before finally opening my first broker account. I just took it real nice and slow. I knew nothing about trading and knew nothing about stocks. I was financially illiterate. And then in 2021, I invested $10K to give myself 1 year to live in Puerto Rico. I invested $10,000 in a desk at a co-working space for day traders. Ate, slept, and just traded. Eat, sleep, trade. That's all I did. And I built connections with other experienced traders, started my podcast down there. For a long time, I was that annoying newbie in the office, and I asked a lot of newbie questions. I was not good with fundamentals back then. It would annoy the big traders. 3 in the morning, I was there all the way to 8 p.m. every day. But eventually, they saw my grind and I earned respect. That experience, being surrounded by 8-figure and 9-figure traders, that was crucial to my growth. And then I found my niche. My strategy is not popular. It's not ICT, it's not SMC, it doesn't even have a fancy marketable name. But I know exactly what I'm good at as a trader. Rigorous fundamental research methods, focusing on short selling small caps. Over the past few years, I've been documenting my edge and trading experience in my book, Short Selling Master. My book is endorsed by Jack Schwager, the author of Market Wizards. Jack's been on my podcast 4 times over the years. So I found my niche. This pattern is called a liquidity trap. My small cap short selling playbook. It's an advanced short selling strategy that requires intensive fundamental research on the stock. Fundamental analysis is much more important than technical analysis for my strategy. Company background, stock float, historical floats, reverse splits, cash and financial history. And also, dilution history is a powerful edge for small cap stock trader. So if you really want to make trading work, based on my experience, in my honest opinion, you need a serious mental reset. Forget about the ultimate trading strategy. Forget about how much money you can make. What truly matters to your progress and long-term consistency? You need statistical edge. For my niche, I know statistically 99% of small cap stocks will eventually fail after a short-term pump. Very important. Repeatability equals consistent trading opportunities and setups. Pump and dump is a price action pattern that can be repeated over multiple decades. Heavily back-tested with large sample size shared among small cap short sellers around the world. I also developed my own small cap database to track small cap gappers, short squeezes, and the outliers. So you need statistical edge, then you need disciplinary edge, and you need informational edge. Trading is a competition. You are competing with other market participants. I'm willing to outwork other small cap stock traders by looking into the company SEC filings, dilution history, and investigating the company in person. I once flew to Colombia to expose a stock scam by a small cap company. The full video about the expose is on my channel too. Rigorous fundamental research plus highly selective equals my disciplinary edge. You need informational edge. The information gap is a powerful edge in my niche. Knowing information beyond the candlestick charts makes a huge difference for small cap stock traders. This is very important. Be the most hardworking trader when the market is closed, not when it's open. This is what I've done. Tracking every small cap gapper and short squeezes and categorizing them using Discord channels. As you can see here, track all the underwriters, dilution owners, be rigorous. After establishing the Friendly Bear University, my trading education program, I turned my knowledge and short selling database into a more organized video library. And this is one of my favorites, a section of super squeeze case studies. So all these case studies of stocks that have squeezed tremendously in the past. I get to see the commonalities between them, and I adjust my rules accordingly. For those that got the pre-order of my book, they've had access to all the webinars I've done leading up to the publication date. So those that pre-order my book, we still have a month left. I'm going to be giving weekly webinars up until the book publication date. Once those webinars get recorded, you have 48 hours to watch it, and then it goes to Friendly Bear University. There's a lot of bonuses for my book. This is one. Each of these webinars are golden. I give a lot of information. I don't hold back. I've never been one to hold back. So this is the liquidity trap. One thing that's very important for these is the volume. So as you can see, it has one big volume day, and then the volume starts to fade off. And there's multiple reasons for that volume that I cover in Friendly Bear University in depth. But the concept of the pattern remains the same. It's just the big volume day followed by a little bit of volume, and now the shorts that got trapped in the first big volume day, they don't have the liquidity to get out. And that's what causes the borrow fee rates to go higher. Everything is really getting painful for the shorts that are holding on. And there was just so much volume the first day. Let's say this day, it was 100 million volume. Then the next day is like 2 million volume, something ridiculous like that. And the third day, there's like 20 million volume. So there's still a lot less volume than the first day. So the shorts have trouble getting out, and they just start getting pushed out slowly. A slow, painful exit for the shorts. Slow, painful covers. And that's what leads to a blow off top eventually. In this case, it was like, a few little blow-offs. And then eventually, once those shorts are out, stock comes crashing down because there's no buyers. There's no buyers left. So by knowing this pattern, you can capitalize on it. So that's why it's important the first green day to be careful on the short side. And I have strategies for that to avoid. And then I look to enter when I see the pattern forming clearly. As you can see over several days, it starts to build up. And then the pattern reveals itself and it becomes an easy short. But the trick is not to get involved that first green day. And let the pattern build itself. And this is another clear one. So it just first green day, second day no volume, shorts from the first day are getting pushed out. Borrow fee rate's probably getting really high, and it's a really prevalent pattern. So you just got to know what to look for and know how to read it and understand what's behind it. Like, oh, okay, it's the short sellers that are swinging this, that are stuck in this. They have no liquidity to cover. So I explained this in depth in Friendly Bear University, how that plays out. But you can understand the pattern here. Yeah, so this is another one. You can see big volume day, little bit of volume. And then the next day, you know, this had Chinese insiders too. That'll help it squeeze. Big first day, big volume first day. And then the second day, just shorts likely helping this. I mean, it's not always 100% shorts, but like, because there are some longs that see blood in the water and they will try to, you know, they contribute to pushing the shorts out. Because it is a good long strategy. Think about that. So one thing for short selling is in small caps, the biggest long opportunities are all short squeezes. So whenever I hear a long saying, oh, you know, I don't need to understand short selling, I need to just understand long, I just don't understand. It's a big cringe for me when I hear that. I'm like, man, you obviously don't understand how what's pushing these patterns. So one thing you want to understand as a long trader, you have to understand the mentality of the shorts. And that's why my book is so important, especially for small caps, for long and short. And Jack Schwager actually mentioned that in the book, said this is very good for longs to also read as well. So yeah, Jack Schwager endorsed the book. So that's what he said. Okay, then how I execute my trades. I have Cobra, and Cobra is good for small cap short selling, and having a reliable broker is real edge. So Cobra Trading is my choice of broker. They have low and competitive commission rates. They save costs on trading. Fast and precise order executions, get my orders filled at better prices than other traders, and the best short selling inventory and borrow fees. Available to short hard to borrow stocks that other brokers don't offer. And I like the special routing REB25 to get rebates and save more on short sellers who day trade regularly. Subscribe to this channel if you appreciate realistic and transparent trading content. If you're interested in learning more about my trading approach, or if you're interested to speak to me privately, you can also comment the word liquidity trap. I'll send you a link to book a one-on-one call with me, and I'll see you on the next one.